Fallout is a world full of jokes, full of fun, full of wacky and weird scenarios for you as this almost invincible, invulnerable, untouchable king-like man main character to blast your way through, all whilst laughing, giggling and having fun to victory. And while this is all undoubtedly true and fun, is there something more to Fallout's world that maybe could be creeping us out, maybe makes us feel uncomfortable, or maybe even deeply disturbs us? Well, in this video, I'm going to find out. Before I continue with the video, I would ask that you all like and subscribe. I apologise for the lack of uploads. I'm working on a really big Red Dead Redemption 2 video at the minute, and I'm also working on an absolute mammoth video of an Avowed review. So I apologise for that, but they'll definitely be worth it. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. We as human beings seem to have an obsession with fantasizing over dangerous and creepy and disgusting beings that scare us. We do this with films, TV shows, hell, even books. But of course, we also do this with games too. And one game that does it a lot, of course, is Fallout, and does it well at that. From the zombie-like feralish ghouls that ooze with spit and need for kill, and of course eating the player, to the empowering and intimidating super mutants that tower over and hunt the player, to some of the more fleshy, disturbing creatures such as whatever these things actually are from Fallout 3, to snatchy Mirelurks, to many other creepy creatures, and creepy crawlies for that matter. Fallout does a really great job of making the player jump, making the player scared, and making the player grossed out by what they're fighting, what they're seeing, and of course even what they're killing and overcoming. Ghouls are scary, zombies are scary, disgusting mutant creatures are scary, but of course it goes a little bit deeper than just that.
I used Imperial Rome as the model for my legion precisely because it was so foreign, so alien. In Rome, I found a template for a society equal to the challenges of the post-apocalyptic world, a society that could and would survive, a society that could prevent mankind from fracturing and destroying itself in this new world by establishing a new Pax Romana. It's a nationalist, imperialist, totalitarian, homogenous culture that obliterates the identity of every group it conquers. Long-term stability at all costs. The individual has no value beyond his utility to the state. Whether as an instrument of war or production. The bombs wiped the slate clean. Human civilization descended to a level of ignorance that effectively set our cultural progress back to zero. The NCR Council will be eradicated.
Don't worry. I won't have you lashed to a cross like the rest of these degenerates. It's useful that you happen by. I want you to witness the fate of the town of Nipton, to memorize every detail. And then, when you move on, I want you to teach everyone you meet the lesson that Caesar's Legion taught here.
But the new synthesis will change the Legion as well. From a basically nomadic army to a standing military force that protects its citizens and the power of its dictator. What else did you want to know?
Nuclear annihilation is simply terrifying. It's a topic that is overhyped in almost everything it's presented by and in. Of course, Fallout is no different in many cases. However, taking a deeper step back and truly thinking about it, it can be scary. Those small moments when the game really does slow down and you're left with nothing but silence. A creepy, deadly silence where all you can hear is the game's ambience. Taking a look around you, you can see houses where families would have celebrated birthdays or Christmases and had fun turned to nothing but ash and dust, much like they would be, of course, in real life. Or a worse question of what actually happened to the families themselves may cross your mind. Did they die instantly in the blast? A terrible way to go, but undoubtedly the best in the Fallout universe. Or did something much worse happen to them? Did they slowly and painfully die of uncurable radiation poisoning? Or maybe, the very worst, they were so badly radiated that they did not die to radiation poisoning, but instead now roam the wasteland as a ghoul, a zombie-like creature, always in pain, always looking to feed on flesh to eat, and forever only an emulation of what you once were, a real person. All of these depictions, even the more unrealistic and extreme ones, are driven from the Cold War. More importantly, the nuclear bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Events so horrific and tragic that they have left scars on humanity forever, revealing to us the inhuman devastation and tragedy that nukes can cause, what they can do to people, and what it can leave behind. They terrified us so much, we see them all over the place, all over modern media. And what's more scary is that a future possibly like this might not be as far away from our modern day reality as you might think. We could be living closer to fiction than we are non-fiction. Or maybe an even worse thought of what true humanity would turn into once the world collapses and must start again, with groups like Caesar's Legion, who would be undoubtedly classed as extremists and terrorists in our real world look on things today, would take control through becoming the most popular and somehow most normalized faction. Or how new, supposedly good factions would just reveal to be using the people they're supposed to be protecting for their own selfish, greedy, same old capitalist gains. Perhaps this is in fact the scariest thing about Fallout. It's not the actual Fallout itself or the creatures that it will leave behind, but maybe it's instead the horrifying, terrifying fear of how people's greed and disgusting malicious intentions will remain the same, even in times of complete horror and chaos.
Our American way of life. Isn't it grand? Peace, freedom, and bacon and eggs. Seems perfect. But what if it's not? Friends, your future may not be as secure as you think. Where will you be when the atomic bombs fall? You can secure your family's future by reserving a spot in a state-of-the-art underground vault from Vault-Tec. That's right, Bob. Act now, and your family can wait out the horrors of nuclear devastation. And Doris, the vault will have all the amenities of your modern-day home, and it's attractive. And Sally, in the vault, you might meet that special someone, just as you would on the surface. And in a few short years, you and your fellow vault dwellers will repopulate our great country. And Billy, you'll have lots of swell kids to play with. Reserve your family spot in a state-of-the-art underground vault today. Sign up now and prepare for the future.
Perhaps the scariest thing is what's behind the fallout. I mean, there are many theories of what caused the bombs to drop. The Chinese nuking the US nuking China, and many more, all equally scary in their own right way. But one theory stands out to me, and stands out enough that it very well could be the most likely theory to be the one that is actually truth and not simply just a theory. That, of course, is the theory that Vault-Tec dropped the bombs, sealing everyone's fate in the process. The company that made vaults to protect people, save people's lives, were actually the ones who dropped the bombs themselves. But surely in real life this would never happen though, right? I mean, right? right? Perhaps the most scary thing we as people, and the most deadly thing we as people can have done to us, is someone we trust deeply lie to us.
I take the threat very seriously. I take the fact that he develops weapons of mass destruction very seriously.
Press! When are you going to apologize for the million Iraqis that are dead because you lied? You lied about weapons of mass destruction. You lied about connections to 9/11. You lied about Iraq being a threat. You sent me to Iraq. You sent me to Iraq in 2003. My friends are dead. Joshua Castile.
Senate that while he and perhaps the 16 other members of that intelligence committee knew the administration was misleading the American public, he, perhaps they, kept quiet about it because due to his position on the committee, he had been sworn to secrecy.
I don't mean a small lie, but a complete, fundamental, and breakdown betrayal of our trust. It hurts, it makes us sad, it makes us angry, and it makes us confused. To think that Vault-Tec were the company that was supposed to be helping the people, instead, they were the ones who dropped the bombs themselves. It is a eerily creepy, deeply scary thought. The government in real life lie all the time, and so do corporations, but it's when a company we trust, a government we trust lies, so that they can profit off of us, of course, or harm us, of course, that then we truly become angered. But a government has never done that, right? I mean, not a Western government, not a government like the US or UK, right? Of course, without a doubt, the worst thing is not actually the lies themselves from Vault-Tec about dropping the bombs themselves, but it's the cruel and violent experiments they would conduct on their residents in the vaults, like purposely leaving a vault door open so that people would slowly become mutated into ghouls from the radiation or die a horrific death. Or Vault 11, where residents were forced to sacrifice one person a year, being led to believe that if they didn't do this, their entire vault would die. In the end, this would be revealed to be nothing but a lie, and all this time, they never needed to kill anyone. Or Vault 83, where residents were literally subrogated to the FEV virus and turned into super mutants. All that is horrifying. But that would never happen, right? In a civilized, normal society like ours, we would never ever have something like this happen, right?